Hello, and welcome to my channel, The Entrepreneurial Mindset. My name is Jay Berman, and today's presentation is called Essential Management Concepts, Episode 2. The concepts in this video come from my book, Is Your Business Idea a Good Investment?, which is available on Amazon.com. Kindle version only. Go to the Amazon search bar, select books, type in my name, Jay Berman, scroll to my book to purchase, and by doing so, you support my channel and my work in entrepreneurship and business education. Thank you. So today's essential management concepts, I'm going to talk about leadership. The three main leadership styles are Autocrat, Benevolent Dictator, and Servant Leader. So the first leadership style I'm going to talk about is Autocrat. We're probably very familiar. There are plenty of examples in history, Caligula, Nero, Hitler, Stalin, those type of people. These are the type of people who make their decisions alone. They never seek advice from close advisors. They think they're perfect. They never take responsibility for failure. They always blame other people for their failures. There is absolutely no consensus between the leader and the general public. These type of leaders don't care what the followers think. And their power is usually pretty dangerous and deadly. They rely on fear and cruelty to impose his or her will on followers. And it's not just men. There are plenty of examples of women, such as Mary the First, Queen Mary the First of England would be a good example of an autocrat. So it's not just men who can be autocrats. Women can be autocrats too. The next style of leadership is the benevolent dictator. They prefer to make the decisions alone, but they do seek counsel from close advisors, or at least they give the perception that they are seeking counsel from close advisors. They may take responsibility for the failure of their decisions. They usually try to provide the perception that there is a consensus between the leader and the general public, their followers. For example, they might have a plebiscite, which is some sort of voting mechanism that the general public can either approve or disapprove of the leader's decisions. Perhaps the leader relies on economic development, or that whole security versus economic security. So, for example, the leader will try to provide employment for his or her followers. And these type of leaders usually rely on charisma, loyalty, rewards to control their followers and impose his or her will. A good example of this would probably be, for example, Julius Caesar would be a good example of benevolent dictator. The next one is leadership style is the servant leader. These leaders are more than welcome to seek advice from close advisors. They seek influence and consensus from followers. In other words, they're very, very sensitive to public opinion, what the general public views are. They take responsibility for the failure of their decisions. They give credit and reward followers for the success of the decision. They don't really take credit themselves. They let their followers take credit. They have a strong interest in a mutual, beneficial, influential relationship between the leader and the general public. And there is an absence of cruelty to control followers. Probably the best example in history that I can think of would be the prophet Moses. So if you are going to run your own business, or if you aspire to be a manager, these are the three types of management styles, leadership styles you probably should be familiar with. Again, autocrat, benevolent dictator, and servant leader. I would think in the long run, the servant leader probably has the greatest chance of success, because as someone who aspires to be an entrepreneur and you intend to have employees, you're going to be a leader. I personally don't make a distinction between an entrepreneur and a leader. An entrepreneur is a leader, and also a manager is also a leader. I don't see any distinction between a manager and a leader. And that's all I have for today. Any questions or comments, use the comments section below. Subscribe to my channel for more entrepreneurial content about entrepreneurship. And thank you for watching.